Do you want ideas for using all of those odd-sized cut-aparts that come with 6x6 paper pads? Hi, I'm Jess from JessCrafts.com, and I'm here to help you make the most of your crafty supplies and time. So let's get making. Today I have a template that works with a specific set of cut-aparts that are found in an Opaque paper pad. I have the Birthday Boy paper pad, but I find that if it comes in one Opaque pad, there's a good chance it comes in some others, and Opaque and Cartabella are owned by the same company, so sometimes there's some overlap there, and maybe this will be useful for something you have in your stash. We are going to make 3 cards with 1 piece of 6x6 paper and no pattern paper scraps. So here is the template that tells you how to make all of your cuts, and then here are the sketches. You're going to make 2 cards from sketch A and just 1 card from sketch B. I made certain choices based on the particular features of this pattern paper, and you might want to make things up a little different depending on the pattern paper that you have, but I'm going to show you just the basic idea for this pattern paper pack. First, I want to cut my paper down to 6x6 because with the Opaque paper pads there's that little bit of extra at the top, and then it tells me that I want to cut 1/2 inch strips off of the top. So I'm going to bring it to 5.5. I find that to be easier than if I were to just try to cut like 1/2 inch this way. Like there's not even a measurement for it on my paper trimmer here. But if you have a paper trimmer that works differently, it might help you. I think that if I look here, this should be about 1 inch, this like bit of pattern at the top. However, it's actually a little bit bigger than that. And since I haven't fully cut off that circle, I'm actually going to trim my paper just a little bit under the 6-inch mark. What I think will happen is that this 3x4 journaling card is probably not exactly 3x4. So now this is closer to 1 inch. I'll cut off the 1/2 inch. This is going to be a little bit trickier because I can't do a pure measurement as much. I'm going to go a little bit beyond that 5.5 inch mark. This is one of those times where sometimes I will try to cut multiple pieces of paper at the same time, but because I'm trying to work with cut-aparts, I feel like I have to be a lot more precise. So now I have these 2 1/2 inch strips. We're going to cut those in half the other way so that they're 1/2 inch by 3 inches long. And then we have to cut apart this 2 by 1 inch set of cut aparts. And so here it is. If I'm lining up the very edge of these 3x4 cut aparts, I am noticing they're just shy, just barely shy of 4 inches, which is totally to be expected. Nothing is perfect. And then I'm going to cut apart these 1x2s into their 1x2 shapes. And those are going to be reserved for sketch B. You will often have to come back in with a scissor and clean up those edges, or maybe you're a lot better with a paper trimmer than I am, but I find it really impossible to cut exactly between 2 cut aparts. So then we want to cut these down to their 3x4. I'm again not going to really measure to the 3 inch. I'm mostly just going to cut up, I'm going to line up the edge of my paper trimmer with the edge of the cut aparts and clean anything up if I need to, which I do because, as I said, I am not a master of that. I, in general, despite the fact that I make all these elaborate templates with like exacting measurements, I am not necessarily the most exacting crafter. So I am not going to use cardstock mats for design A, for sketch A. However, if you are the kind of person who really would prefer there to be some cardstock, because admittedly this particular paper has a lot of white, and so putting this on a white card base, it's not really going to stand out. It's going to be a lot of white on white. I totally understand if you don't like that. So what I would suggest doing is getting a colored card base, or what we can do is take a piece of cardstock in a coordinating color and cut it to 3 1/4 by the length of a card, which in this case is 5.5 because these are A2 size cards. So I'm going to show you both ways. In order to to show you both ways, I'm going to cut that one piece of cardstock as mentioned to the 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. But that measurement is not on here. So if you like that alternative, after you print it out, make a little note that that is, you know, the way you would like to do it going forward. And then I need some mats for this other sketch, which does specifically call for mats. It asks for mats that are 2 1/4 by 1 1/4 because they are 2 by 1 pieces. So I like to make my mats a 1/4 inch bigger. I should probably be doing a better job of using scraps here, but sometimes I opt to just make it a little bit faster for you guys. And off camera, I'm much better about using every little scrap. So the first sketch, or sorry, it's actually the second sketch. Sketch B is super, super simple. You're going to mat these on your coordinating cardstock, and then you're going to arrange them sort of like staggered, that's the word I'm looking for, staggered on your card like so. I thought about other ways I could do this, but I really wanted you to be able to use the side of the cut apart that was printed rather than flipping it over and using the back side. And that's for a couple of reasons. So like I didn't want to, for example, say, oh, you could somehow place something on top of this because then you wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm not layering things together, which I would have had to do if I was trying to fit more onto a piece. Or, for instance, saying, okay, take one of these cut aparts and layer it on top of this cut apart, because that's not going to look right. There are going to be times where you could do that. And you could turn this cut apart over and do that. And that would look great. However, I am trying to take advantage of the cut aparts as they exist. A couple of design tips on how I arrange this. I did put the blue packages at the bottom, in part because they kind of are like the visually heaviest. And so it makes sense for them to go towards the bottom. And then I put the Celebrate in the center because it was the brightest. Now, something I do want to mention is these are white card bases, technically. I recently got these from Michael's Recollections it's either 100 pound or 110 pound cardstock. And after I got it home, I had to like go back to the packaging and make sure that I picked white and not ivory. Because if you can see, this is a white background of the paper. And the background of this is definitely less of a pure white. I'm used to accent opaque, and I can't get 100 pound accent opaque right now. I really did prefer it as a brighter white color. So I do think in the past, the Michaels was whiter, but I just understand that right now there are like paper shortages and it's harder to get by things, and having a slightly less white cardstock is just so not a big deal. But compared to like many, many things that people are dealing with shortages of, but if you were looking for a new cardstock, and you saw that the Michaels option's pretty economical, I would warn that it is not the whitest white. So I am going to add this here to my card base. This is the 3 1/2 by 5 1/2 inch mat that I created because here is the sketch as called for. But again, because this is like a white background paper, those kind of fade away. I think if you were working with if everything was blue, I think that card would look great and it would be done. But here's the alternative for when you have a lot of white going on. And then I will center my 3x4 cut apart. And by center, I mean eyeball. But I do have these lines on my grid mat. My Altenew mat is certainly something that I am very grateful to have on a regular basis because it helps a less precise crafter like myself be a little bit better when I eyeball. But here you can see it certainly wasn't perfect. There's probably a little bit more room on the bottom. And that really helps to make everything stand out versus this card. So that's the alternate way of doing it, but you're not making a mat for each single one of them, just one larger mat. If you feel like there's a little too much white space on this design, I have a whole video that shares different things you can do. So like here I splattered the background, but I have a couple other suggestions and I'll link that in the video description below. But also you can see like this one where there was a lot less white space because these background strips had a bit more color to them. The design works pretty well, so kind of rest assured that that works. But there's of course this option. If you found this video helpful, here's another video where you can find more ideas for enjoying your crafty time and supplies. Let me know you like this video with a share to your crafty community. Subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next template tutorial, and check the video description for product links. See you in the next video.